So just coming to a comfortable seat. So in the context of this class, we're practicing in a chair, but you're at home. If it's better for you to be on the floor, you could be laying down here. You could be seated on the floor, especially if you're joining this video from YouTube. Don't get too wrapped around the idea of it having to look like this, but just mostly find a place where you can be comfortable starting out. You might even be like practicing or watching this video from your bed. So these are all good things, but if you are in a chair, just kind of get comfortable here, and you're going to make the choice starting out. Do you want to be a little forward in your chair so that you're engaging the core a little bit, or does it feel better to kind of press into the back of the chair a little bit so you're feeling a little support? If you were on the floor, you might be sitting against a wall to offer a little support. So mostly just finding a place where you feel really comfortable and where it feels like you can start to find some length through the sides of your waist. And let's just roll our shoulders back. And you might get all kinds of interesting cracks and crunches here. So just noticing that. And then you can roll them forward. And then go ahead and roll them back again. And before we just get here, sit quietly here. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And then just scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears, kind of clench all the muscles in your face and in your neck. It doesn't look pretty. And then let it go and feel that sense of release and relief. And we're going to do that a few more times. So scrunching up and couple more times. Just moving at your pace. And then you might just need to kind of wiggle and roll out again here. And then find a place for your hands. So they might just be resting on your thighs. They can be by your side, wherever you feel comfortable. If you're laying on your back, you could have a hand on heart, hand on belly, both hands on belly. Maybe just peek down at your feet. If you're seated, just see that your knees are landing over your ankles. Sometimes it can be helpful to have a blanket underneath your feet, particularly if you're a little shorter. That's just gonna elevate you a little bit and even things out. All right, so we're gonna close our eyes here. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, And do that a few more times. So as you inhale, feel that expansion of your rib cage, the front of the body, the sides of the body, the back of the body. And as you exhale, like actually think of something that you wanna let go of. Maybe, as we move towards the end of the year, it's kind of this time where we reflect. The winter solstice is about death and rebirth. So maybe just kind of thinking about what you want to release right now, what you want to offer up. And you can do that a few times. So that deep inhale through your nose, opening your mouth, letting it go. And as you feel ready to come into that quiet space, we're going to start to just find this inhale through our nose and this exhale through our nose. And you can keep that really easy today. If you enjoy practicing your Ujjayi breath, it's the same concept, except that as you inhale, you're going to start to constrict the sides of your throat, and you're going to make this, you're going to hear the soft rush of air of the breath as it comes in. And then you do that same constriction of the sides of the throat as you exhale through your nose. So for some of us, this Ujjayi breath, this sound gives us something to focus our attention on. This Ujjayi breath also does help to build a little heat inside of the body, which can be nice as we begin to move. But that being said, it's not necessary. So just an easy inhale and exhale through your nose also works.
Is it pronounced Ujjaya or Ujjaya?
Ujjayi, so it's Ujay. I might have that spelled wrong. Ujjayi. And I've heard it pronounced a lot of ways. Great question. I'll put that in the newsletter next week.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so another moment or two here. You're going to notice that you get distracted by sounds happening around you. And I always think the sounds that are louder than, that which is around us in our environment is the chatter that happens inside the mind. So the thoughts kind of are always coming in. It's hard to turn it off sometimes. So you might be noticing that that's happening too. So maybe just notice these thoughts as they come in, and then perhaps you can just visualize putting them on a cloud, and then it just, blows kind of out of your frame, and they might keep coming back. That's okay. You keep coming back to your breath. You keep reminding yourself to do that. And you might have to do it 1,000 times the next 50 minutes or so. That's okay. So more important than our yoga practice looking perfect or like this idealized thing is the effort that we put in. Observe if you've started to slouch a little bit, or if there has tension has been introduced someplace in your body, if you're holding on or gripping. A lot of times this might be in the hands. The feet can grip sometimes. For a lot of us, the jaw can tense, or the muscles around the eyes start to get really tense. So breathe some space into all of those places. So you're just sitting here and it feels pretty easy. Good. Take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Good, and then gently blink your eyes open. And then let's just get into the neck a little bit here. So let's just start with hands resting on thighs, but start to bring your chin towards your chest. Begin to feel that stretch in the back of your neck and try to let it release. So it's hard to do initially. As you're doing this, observe if your shoulders have started to creep up around your ears. So let them feel heavy, let them release down. And then start to inhale up, and nice and easy. So we're gonna come into extension here. Start to let your neck release back any amount, and you're gonna be really sensitive. So you might not go very far, but we're just starting to stretch out the front of the neck a little bit. And we're all built a little different. We all feel a little different. So some of us might release back a little further. Some of us might have the chin fairly parallel to the floor. So they're all good places to be. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, just upright yourself wherever you're at. So chin is level to the floor. So you have that length through the sides of the waist. And then let's start to tuck the chin again. And then just release your left hand by your side, your left arm by your side. So it just starts to feel a little heavy. And you might begin to feel a little stretch on the top of the shoulder through the left side of the neck. And then maybe you begin to slowly roll that right ear towards your right shoulder. And then just moving nice and slow, you're going to feel places where you get a good stretch as you're moving. So just pause in those spots. Take your time. There's no rush. And maybe just visualize your breath going to those spots that you're feeling the intensity. Just visualize your breath creating a little space, a little ease. Nice work. Good, and then just start to make your way back to center. So again, just letting the chin release down towards the chest. It's not going to get all the way there, so you don't need to force that. But do notice if you're starting to feel more space in the back of your neck. And then go ahead and release your right hand down by the side. You can place your left hand back on your palm, on your thigh. What am I saying? And then nice and slow, just begin to bring that left ear towards your left shoulder. And you're getting curious. How does this side feel different in your body? What's going on here? And you're pausing in those places where you're getting a good stretch and it feels like you need to be there for a breath or two. So very much in our yoga practice, we kind of become like little yoga scientists. We're noticing things. We're noticing how things feel physically. We're noticing how it changes a little bit every time we get on our mat. It's a little different. So in Sanskrit, this term, this self-study is called svadhyaya. I'll put that in the newsletter too. But it's kind of one of the cool things about yoga. It's one of the things that I love most about it. Learning how to observe ourselves. And we do that on a lot of different levels, I think. So start to come back to center. Again, just letting your chin melt towards your chest, any amount, feeling that lengthening in the back of your neck. And then you're just going to start to upright. Good. And then just give everything a little shake out, a little wiggle. And you can be like more vigorous about this. It can be just pretty gentle and easy. So just a little movement in the body. And then let's start to do a little side to side lateral stretching. So releasing your arms by your side and then just moving with the breath. So we're going to come off to the right first. As you inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Doesn't have to be very deep starting out. As you exhale, release down. Inhaling, right arm comes up and over. As you exhale, release. And we continue like this. So little vinyasa, little connecting movement with the breath. And it can be really simple like this. It can be a little more complex like our sun salutes. But notice how you start to find this rhythm. And again, you're just paying attention to your body. How does this feel? And that's even going to shift as we do this a little more, as we start to warm up. You're also finding a pace here that feels really good and organic in your body today. So some days it feels like we need to move a little faster. That's often true if we're feeling a little lethargic, a little low. Sometimes we're feeling a little anxious or agitated or frustrated. So it can be helpful to slow the breath down, kind of stretch things out. And that has this nice grounding, calming quality. Let's do a couple more of these to each side. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple options here today. We're going to come off to the right side. So reaching that left arm up and over, right fingertips can reach down. So you can stay here. If you want to play with a different variation, just go ahead and upright yourself. Stretch your right arm up, and then you're going to bring your right fingers to your left wrist and pull up. So get taller on that left side. And then lean off to the right. So going in the same direction, and this isn't going to work for all of us to do this variation. You can, so like I said, you can just be here with right hand releasing down too, but just another way to get into it. And you might feel like it shifts where you get the stretch. In both of these variations, I want you to feel those right ribs wrap up slightly. It might be the tiniest movement, and you can always take breaks here when you need to, especially in these holds. All right, so if you're holding on to the wrists, go ahead and release down. Good. As you exhale, release left arm down. Right arm comes up and over. And then if you wanted to do that other little variation, come upright. Gently pull up on that right wrist. It's like you're getting that side a little longer, and then melt in. And you may start to feel it a little lower in the back if you're doing that variation. Take breaks with your arms when you need to. Good work, Jim. These all look really nice, everyone. Nice, Scott. Couple more breaths. Beautiful. All right, and then just go ahead and exhale, release. So come back to center. And let's move in to some sun salutes here. So blocks can be really nice if you have them, or books. If it is uncomfortable to forward fold in deep, a chair in front of you or a desk or a table, you can kind of use that so you don't go as far. So we all know how to modify. You can also do these seated on the floor. So lots of options. Here we go. 108 sun salutes. Kidding, just kidding. Releasing your arms by your side, so sitting nice and tall. Energetically rooting into your sit bones, rooting into your feet, and that might just be more of an idea, but still just thinking that direction is going to inform how the upper body feels. So hopefully it feels like you got a little more space, a little more lift. Hold on to that as we start to flow here. So take your arms out and up. Good. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold in. So you can take arms out wide. They can come down the center. You might use your hands to help you fold in. Again, let the back of the neck lengthen and release. And you could just be resting on a chair here. Take your hands to your blocks, to your thighs. As you inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. So feel those shoulder blades release down your back, squeeze in towards each other. Exhale, fold back in. And then inhale again, lots of options. Arms out wide, You could reach them forward and up, and maybe you press into thighs just to give yourself a little support. Stretching arms up. These look beautiful. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. All right, inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, fold on into your Uttanasana. So Uttanasana, full forward fold. As we inhale, we find extension. We come into that half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Ardha means half. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale. Take up space as you rise up. Let this feel really good. Maybe you even gaze up. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. So again, we're in this vinyasa flow, connecting movement with breath, finding this rhythm, finding this energy. Let it feel good. Stretching up. As you exhale, make your way into the forward fold. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold in. And then press into your feet. Come on up. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. So we're going to do 3 more. I'm not going to cue you. You can watch me and follow along. We all know these pretty well, though. You are welcome to close your eyes if you feel stable doing that. Sometimes it just helps to bring the gaze inward. But as you're ready, you just start to flow here. And maybe for you, today it would feel better to take a little child's pose. So just folding forward, resting on a table, or maybe just sit in quiet meditation. If you don't need the heat of 3 more sun salutes. So always lots of options. I'm just letting these feel really graceful, really spacious, like a dance. And when you're done with your 3rd round and there's no rush to get there, you're just pausing in your mountain pose, your Tadasana. You can have arms by your side or palms together at your heart. But just close your eyes if they're not already. And get curious about how you're feeling here. So just notice what's going on. As we begin to flow, we start to build heat, so you might be feeling a little warmer. As we begin to flow, we often start to find a little space, a little ease, so you might feel as though you're sitting a little taller. You might be breathing a little faster. Your heart might be beating a little faster, so these physiological things start to happen as well. So just get curious about all of that. And then you begin to slow your breath down a little bit here. Try to stretch it out, lengthen it out. Good. And then blink your eyes open here. All right, so we're gonna, so I wanna kind of, for Amy Hillman, I wanna try to get a stretch in the lower back here. So we're gonna see if this is gonna work or not. And there will be variations. So essentially what we're going to do is come into our eagle legs. So we're going to cross one leg over the other, and then we're going to find a little twist. And kind of depending upon where you're at in your body, you might be more upright. You might find that you're able to fold into the twist a little bit. So that's the direction that we're heading. And I think that Kelly, you can probably do this either on your back, or you could do it seated on the floor. You can just move in a different direction if that feels better for you. So we're going to play with this and see if we can get that stretch. So let's go ahead and cross our right thigh over our left thigh here. And we're just going to take a couple breaths like this. And before we go anywhere, find that idea of outer hips squeezing in towards each other, and maybe even inner thighs squeezing in towards each other. Whether you can feel that in your body or not, just kind of think in that direction. So there is this containment. Everything's coming into the midline. And let's actually take our arms out wide here. Good. And then let's just start to twist the upper body to the right. And you might start to feel a little stretch through the lower left side of your waist, and you might not be feeling anything. So let's go ahead and release the arms. So left hand comes to the outside of that right thigh, and then you can get a little leverage. You can press there. So shoulder heads come back, and we're going to just take a few breaths like this. Gaze could simply be forward. You might move towards eventually looking out over that right shoulder if that feels okay in your neck. Nice work, everyone. These look really good. Okay, so you might just stay in this twist like this a little bit longer. If you did want to play with coming into more of a forward fold, just back out of that twist a little bit. And I do think that this could be a nice place to either have like a desk in front of you, or if you have your blocks, you can start to fold in here. And then really kind of put your brain in that lower left waist and see if you can twist from there. So you're kind of wrapping left side down towards that right knee. And in addition to feeling this in the lower back side, you might be feeling it other places too. I'm actually getting a little stretch through the inseam of my right leg. So again, just notice all of this. Good, and then start to come on up. Just upright yourself here. And then let's just come into the shoulders. We're halfway here. So let's come into our full garudasana. So again, stretch your arms out. And we're going to take our right arm underneath, left arm on top. So just giving yourself a hug here. So elbows stack and they start to lift. Some of us are able to bring the backs of our hands together or palms pressing together. They're all good variations. They're all doing the same thing, and you can kind of like mix and match. And just reconnect with that idea of outer hips squeezing in a little bit. Maybe as you begin to lift your elbows up, you start to bring your gaze up. Chin might lift up towards the ceiling a little bit if that feels okay to do so. Otherwise, chin parallel, just gazing forward. And then finally, if you'd like to hinge forward at your waist here, And coming into a forward fold, you can even rest those elbows on that right shin. And you can just be upright as well. So lots of options. So our full eagle pose, garudasana. Are you breathing? Just check in with the breath again. Nice, Kelly. That inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. Nice, Scott. Good. So as you inhale, start to upright yourself. Good. And then just fly your eagle away. And then we're going to uncross that right thigh. So if you did use blocks, you might want to just switch them to that left side, and we'll do that little sequence. All right. So we're going to take left thigh over right thigh. And just make sure that you feel steady here. Put your brain in your outer hips and just visualize everything squeezing into the center. Connect with that breath, that sound of your inhale, that sound of your exhale through the nose. Good. And then we're going to come into the twist first. So inhale, stretch your arms out wide. Good. So you're anchoring into your sit bones. The only thing that changes is that we start to twist to the left, and it need not be very deep. So these twists can be really intense in the body. You can release the arms down whenever you need to. If you want to keep them lifted for a few breaths, you're welcome to do so. Maybe you start to track with your gaze, moving towards looking out over that left thumb. You might not get all the way there on this side. It just kind of depends on what's going on in the neck. Nice, Amy Hillman. And then go ahead and release here. So right hand comes to the outside of that left thigh. You can hold on to a piece of chair behind you with that left hand. Think lift in the sternum, feel your shoulder heads press back. And then the option to stay here like this, if you want to kind of back out of that deep, deep twist a little bit, but then kind of hinge forward, folding in at an angle. Going to start to get a little more stretch in the lower back. And again, you might even be feeling a little sensation in our left thigh. You could be feeling this upper body as well. This side also might look quite different than the other side, so that's always okay too. So side to side, things do not need to be the same. We can always make little adjustments. Make sure that you're not gripping your jaw here, kind of scrunching the muscles around your eyes, soften. Beautiful work. Now a deep inhale. Exhale, just come back to center with your torso so you're facing forward. And we're going to find our full garudasana eagle pose here. Let's see, I got the wrong way. So arms stretch out and then give yourself that hug. Left arm is going to come underneath. So elbows stack on top of each other, potentially. It might not look exactly like that, but you do start to lift elbows up. Maybe the backs of the hands press, maybe the palms can press. So these are all just different variations. We're kind of doing the same action. So elbows lift up, but shoulder blades release down. And then perhaps start to bring your gaze up. So lift your chin a little bit if it feels okay. And if it doesn't, you just keep the chin parallel to the floor. Really nice work. And finally, if it feels like you'd like to hinge forward, fold in. So a little crouching eagle pose. I think that they made a movie about that. Oh, wait, it wasn't about that. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or something. It was a good movie. It was beautiful. Couple more breaths. Almost as beautiful as Tammy Hillman's keto biscuits were on Instagram. I'm going to need that recipe. All right, as you inhale, roll on up. Oh, let the arms go. Good work. And then just release that right thigh and cross that right thigh. And then just come into your mountain pose. So sitting nice and tall, and let's close our eyes and just check in. Notice how we're feeling. Good. So blink your eyes open. So let's play with our twisted crescent pose. We're kind of moving in that direction. We're kind of moving the body that way. So let's go ahead and go there. And I'll just give you the visual on this really quick. So it's been a few weeks since we've done this one. So we'll keep our right knee bent, and we'll extend that left leg to straight. That need not happen. If you feel more stable just having both knees bent, that's absolutely fine. So first, we'll inhale, stretch our arms up. So this is going to be our crescent pose. Good. And then maybe you bring your gaze up, and actually let's get into the upper body. So find a little back bend here. So if you're able, go ahead and clench your fists. All right. And then as you exhale, I want you to feel as though you're moving through quicksand. So it's slowly pulling down, and then you're going to try to squeeze the elbows behind you. So you're bending elbows. Good. And then inhale, extend back up. We're just going to do that a couple more times. Exhale, pull down. You can kind of, what is that? We have the pull bar when you're doing that with weights. It's kind of that idea. You feel this lift, this openness across your heart and chest. Inhale, stretch up, and you can just be doing this one arm at a time. Exhale, pull down. And then let's just pause here for a moment. Maybe you start to bring your chin up. Try to squeeze the elbows in towards each other. So it's this nice opener of the front body. Oh, these look great. Nice, Kelly. Okay, so inhale, stretch up. Beautiful work. Okay, so this time we're going to bring our palms to heart center. Good, and then really press them together if that's available in your body. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And then take a deep inhale. So find length through the sides of your waist. As you exhale, so a couple of options here. You simply twist to the right. Maybe you hinge forward first and then twist to the right. And you could potentially hook that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And then this too is a really nice stretch in the lower back. Playing with your gaze. So just kind of moving towards a place where that you're finding length and extension in your neck. Ah, beautiful work. Are you breathing? So these twists are intense, and it's hard to get a full deep inhale because everything's kind of constricted in. So do your best. But then notice as you exhale and empty out, it's easier to get into the twist a little more. So you might find just like a micromillimeter more of movement, maybe just a thought more. Good. Take one more deep inhale here. As you exhale, just come back to center and then just release. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Take a couple of breaths before we come into the second side. All right, so we're going to keep the left knee bent. Both knees might stay bent. That's fine. You're also welcome to extend this right leg forward to straight. All right, so here we go. So that same little sequence. So we're going to inhale, take arms out and up, coming into our crescent pose. And then you can just bring your palms to face forward, make fists. That's not necessary. As you exhale, like you're pulling through thick, thick molasses. Release down, feel that lift of your heart and chest, that stretch in the back of the body. Inhale, same thing. It's almost like this isometric stretch. Beautiful work. Oh, so good. As you exhale, pull down. Inhale up. I've been loving doing this in my own yoga practice lately. Just feels nice. And then we're going to exhale, pull down, and we're going to hold here. So you can see you're getting a little feeling of that cobra pose in your body, which is really nice, especially since we haven't been able to do this on the floor in a long time. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up if it feels okay. Again, you don't need to. Your chin just might be parallel to the floor. See if you can squeeze those elbows in towards each other a little more. And then inhale, lengthen up. So exhale, hands come to heart center. So options here. So you're pressing hands vigorously towards heart center. Take an inhale. You can stay very upright and just twist to the left. Maybe you want to hinge forward first and then twist. Potentially bringing that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh so you can just get a little leverage. And then as you keep pressing, you can begin to wrap these right ribs up. So deep, deep twist. It's an intense one. Nice, Tammy. These all look really good. Keep breathing. Try to fill up on that inhale. It's not easy. It's not going to be as full and deep as when we're just sitting upright. But then use that exhale to help you kind of leverage yourself in just maybe a thought more, a micromillimeter more. Good work. Couple more breaths if you can. Come out if you need to. Good. Deep inhale. As you exhale, start to unwind. Good. And I'm trying to think, did we reach our arms up overhead last time? I don't think we did. Maybe we did. Go ahead and do it. Find a crescent pose. I might have given you something extra on this side and you're going to feel just terribly unbalanced. It will be my fault. You can blame everything on me this week. All right. Just coming to your comfortable seat here. Closing your eyes for a moment. And just reconnecting with your breath. And you can still be doing that Ujjayi breath, so kind of that heated breath. It does make that sound like ocean waves or that Darth Vader sound. You can also start to let that go at this point as we kind of move to this quieter part of our practice. So whatever helps you to kind of check in and get quiet. And then blink your eyes open. And let's play with a little bit of our of alternate nostril breathing. And I don't think that I have done this on the Zoom platform. I know that definitely when we've met in person, both Liza and I have done this, but it's been a while. So going to just kind of go over this. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, but I'm going to just kind of show you classically what happens. So in the classic version, you're bending your middle and index finger down, and then you're blocking nostrils with a ring finger and thumb. That doesn't matter. So you could be blocking with a pointer finger on one hand and then the other hand. So my point is that whatever kind of works for you here, that's what we're going for. But you use your right hand. All right. So again, doesn't matter. It can be like this. It could be however it works. You could be using both hands if that feels easier in your body. So if you're using one hand, often what tends to happen is that shoulder of the hand that we're using starts to creep up. So notice that, let it relax down. All right. So now I'm going to talk you through this. So you can go ahead and close your eyes if you feel like you want to watch for a little bit, that's fine too. And we're going to start by just taking a nice deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. Good. And then let's block our right nostril. Inhale through the left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale through the right nostril. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Good. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Good. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Good. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Good. Just release your right hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And then we're going to move into our Shavasana here. So you can just stay where you're at, just seated, nice and easy. It might feel better to take a forward fold if you have a chair or a desk in front of you. So any place where you can comfortably end, whatever that looks like. It could be a forward fold. So just take a moment to get there. And just maybe notice kind of the quality of your breath after doing that alternate nostril breathing. Notice how you feel, if you feel differently. And then again, maybe as you're sitting quietly here, as we draw to the end of the year, as we kind of come into as we come into winter, maybe think of that, of which you want to release and let go of. Maybe you'll know what that is. Maybe it will be something that you'll give a little thought to in the remainder of the year ahead. And just kind of plant that seed. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyoti gamaya, mrityo ma amritam gamaya. And just feel free to join in here with the Om Shanti 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 Om if you'd like. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Bring some gentle movement back to your body. So wiggle, stretch, bring your awareness back to your body. And then place your palms in a pile on top of your heart, sending yourself, sending your body love and gratitude. And just promising yourself that you're going to carry some of this good feeling you've worked so hard to create with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the year ahead. And just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, yogis. Thank you. Namaste. Happy holidays.